as they move on out, and they're not really going to be going too off the rails here. They're going to be moving at 3-3, Beast Halo on the Winston. And I got to ask here again, just for people wondering why teams do this, why do you see a Winston here on the defense of Fusion University as opposed to coming out with the Rhine?
Well, it's really just being able to abuse the high ground is the most important part, because when you're playing that Rhine composition, you have to be rotating back and forth repeatedly. You have to be moving with your Rhine because you're not getting a lot of value out of him unless you're playing with him, and he's not getting a lot of value unless he's with your team. While having a Winston allows you to just travel smoothly back and forth between, and if the enemy team, second win in this case, the attacking team, decides to run a Reinhardt, or even just is just doing the rotation slowly with 3-3, your Winston gets an incredible amount of cleave damage.
So what's the win condition here for second wind in fighting the Winston on the defense?
Really, they need to be taking the fight to the point, maybe clearing from high ground first, then dropping to point, and just trying to find a focus target.
We'll see if they're able to do that. The conditions have been set. We'll see if second wind is able to execute. Beast Halo already leaping out. A little bit of poke coming in, but he's a little bit behind here as well. Second wind, they just speed on through. Beast Halo missing his opportunity and almost getting blown up.
That was extremely close, and he's still caught on the low ground. He doesn't have a jump. It's up now. He gets out, armor pack used. But that was a strong engagement for second wind. Sort of a misplay, though, from Beast Halo.
Second wind a little bit split as they move over, reconvene, and as
Bird,
predicted,
he got caught.
Oh no, Bird getting caught, and you know all those fancy rotations we just saw from second wind, they don't matter anymore. Back to start.
Congratulations, you played yourself, second wind, because you rotated so hard that Bird got caught and isolated, and that is going to be into the fight. Losing your Zen means you will not win unless you have at least another pick.
Second wind able to have some good rotations on, but when your Zen gets picked from a minor error, you know what, it gets a little bit tough.
He's a very slow hero. You see Beast Halo now playing much closer, getting that cleave value as Alarm gets burned again, and here comes Beast Halo. He's going to pop that Primal. He's going to take them out into space. Bye-bye, Gods.
Yep, God just flying over there. Another Diva into the pit, this time with the mech. Usually it's just the baby Divas flying out there.
No, it's just Gods himself taking Mecha with him, everything, and that was a really strong engagement Fusion, and we're seeing that value of the Winston on the defense we talked about. He's holding, Beast Halo is holding so close on the rotation while Sharif's playing Ryan, which gives him free cleave damage. He builds primals extremely quickly.
And for Bird, he's just had a really tough time staying alive in these engagements. He's been priority number one, where, you know, I'd argue the first step perhaps a little bit more, you know, of a fluke in terms of falling off, but now it's been rough. Focus fire is there. Reptile getting caught this time off a grab from Nice, and it's a solid grab and fall through, exactly what you need.
Very, very early grab from Nice as well. He's been building them extremely quickly compared, oh, not extremely, but comparatively to Ice. Because it is tough for this offensive Zarya when you're trying to do these rotations to get a lot of ult value. And it was even good, despite there not being these 4 ults up for second win just yet, he was able to catch the second win on the corner and split them with the wall. So even if they had been up, they were getting free kills.
Second win, how do you power through here?
I mean, now you're going to have the grab, you're going to have your support ults. You shouldn't be afraid to take a fight. If Beast Halo is close, what we've seen a lot is just a solo grab on Beast Halo and just getting the pick.
Let's see if that's going to be enough here. Ice getting close to having the grab. Early rally up here from second win, using it to push on through. High ground easily claimed. And now here comes a moment of truth. They're going to be dropping on down. Shriek committing onto the point, and here we go. This is where it gets a little bit real. Ice.
Solo grab on Beast Halo, just like I called. There it is.
And he's gone. And the Shadow's going to come on in. Knocks down one. Second one trying to capitalize on. Have to be careful not to overextend and lose anyone. Man advantage, hard to come by, but they're securing it. Everyone's all healthy. Fusion University gonna move in. They invest in Transcendence here. They force out the barrier from second win, but again, this is very much second win's fair. They just can't avoid the self-destruct. They do. No one gets caught. Still in their favor, and Fusion University running out of steam, fighting the man disadvantage. Very difficult here.
Bird down, but it should be fine because Gods equalizes, picks up Alarm, speedily picking up his second rally for the fight. That's going to be the bomb from Gods. Clean up second wind. They won't be able to snowball too hard unless they're able to pick up Bird right now because they do have Bernard out of mech.
Bernard is going to be eating one heck of a stagger here.
This is actually a perfect stagger. This is a perfect stagger. They can kill Bernard. He's going to try to remech. He's going to get demeched again. They shouldn't let him out.
Bernard, wait. He's not getting demeched. Is he going to be able to get away?
No, he gets stunned. He's gone. This is so good for second win. Now they can leave Bernard behind and just go.
They just ignore him. Bernard says, just finish me. And they go, no, we don't have to. We're going to engage on your team while you're stuck trying to get mech. And even if he gets mech back up here,
gets mech. He has mech, though.
He has mech back up, but while this is going on, they find Beast Halo. It's going to take him a while to just come back into the point. This is really smart from second win, but Bird gets picked off. Second win, just eating so much poke damage from all sides. Fusion University able to fight their way back through, but I admire the intelligence for second win for how they set that up.
I mean, because a lot of teams, you'd get impatient getting that long of a stagger, you just want to go like, hey, let's go, let's go. But they decide to let Bernard remech, stagger him again, and even though he builds back relatively quickly, he wasn't in the fight. Really, if anything, nice getting the grab again. Having to get in time for a second was the saving factor. But Fusion Uni did make one crucial mistake, which is they stepped off the point when they were so close to getting the tick, and they gave the tick the second win.
Yeah, that's nothing you want to see there where, you know, like there was a pretty egregious moment of the Shanghai Dragons recent times. Not quite on that level, but also a bit of a misplay.
And now Snillo actually just swapping to the Ana, running the triple support still, but going Ana instead so he can use those backline, just sit on those corners, sort of like Hanamura last.
Second win, easily. Speeding on through. Shriek taking a bit of damage from the beginning. Both support ults ready. Reptile going to open up with the barrier. Second win still. Hot pursuit, moving on forward. Alarm transcending back. Bird, though, going to find Beast Halo early on. Second win. Now man advantage. Ice holding on to the grab. Waiting for it. Going to drop the grab. Fall through. Coming in. Bernard under the gun. Drops the self-destruct. Buying a little bit of room, gonna be able to remech, not taken down, and both teams investing a lot of firepower right now into this fight.
And Karkar once again gets trapped behind. He gets out, he's still alive, he's so deep, he's so far forward right now. Now Ice picking up, but Bernard not getting picked up means they were able to have that man advantage for Fusion Uni. The spawns are up, that will be the push.
Fusion University able to repel second win. Second win now down to 2 minutes and 13 seconds. About 2 good pushes left in them. And Fusion University looking very strong. What does second win need to do?
Second win needs to have pretty much they have no ults to win this next fight. Snillo will have that Ana ult. They're gonna have the shadow. They're gonna have the beat very soon from Karkar. They have to take a quick fight. If they get picks, great, but they can't really commit a lot unless it's a really good situation. They need to build ults.
Beast Halo on the Reinhardt. Be backing up a little bit. Shatter ready. You know that he's going to be looking for something sneaky here. A bit split off. Shariq not taking his eyes off him as second wind approaches. Graviton coming on in. Fusion University right there. Beast Halo just comes up, swings the hammer. Alarm on the fall through. And now second win going to be down to what could be their final attempt.
Bernard, I mean I should say Nice, has been building these grabs so fast. He's been getting them incredibly quickly. He just used grab last fight.
Yeah, and you know what? It's back up again. That's what happens when you get full cleanup on a fight towards the end and you have high energy. You build grab after grab.
I really like this swap for Snillo onto the Ana. It's a little bit unconventional, but instead of using the Brigida, you don't get that frontline value. But since you know your backline isn't getting pressured because you have the spawn doors, you're able to get so much from the sight lines here.
And the cool thing here at the Nano is that you can throw it on Ice if he's high energy, to give him a grab mid-fight, or just throw it on the Beast Halo. Fusion University looking relatively tanky here. Holding on back. Beast Halo, a bit of pressure, drops the hammer, knocks down Ice. Fusion University trying to move in. They force out the
nice grab, by the way, ZP. Look at Nice grab. He's at 93% already. There is no support ult up for second win.
And Nice might have gotten Nano there. I'm not quite sure. Nano, or grab, gonna come in from Nice. And Fusion University applying pressure off of that. Barrier gonna come on in. Second window being absolutely resilient, but they lose Shriek. Both Reinhardts out of the fight. Self-destruct coming in from Bernard. Not gonna get what he's looking for, but forces second win back a bit. Second window, more presence on the point. Going to get a tick. Looking to get a little bit more. Bernard in a rough spot. Gonna get demeched, and this is actually very good control from second wind.
And this is the value of having the Brigida over the Ana. They didn't get enough in that grab, and they were just able to win the fight slowly but surely for second wind. As Alarm picks up Reptile, though, Shariq swinging. Is he going to be able to get any frags? Oh, the sleep! He loses the shatter.
Oh, right in the middle of it. Great timing coming in. Here comes Alarm. Transcendence. Now moving in. He's going to keep people nice and healthy here. Ice going to fall. Self-destruct coming up here from Gods. Second win on a hope and a dream. Gods gets one, but they've lost too many people here. The spawn advantage for Fusion University. Absolutely overwhelming. That's going to be Fusion University cleaning up the scrap. Second win, though, they get to leave with a cool 83.2%. And though it's not the ideal situation, it is something that might be winnable.
No, it is. It's still a pretty good tick percentage. And that was sort of a lot of that. All those ticks really came down to the fact that they had Brigida there at the end. They had the rally. You have so much more point presence. While Ana, you're really hoping to win the fight as it initially breaks down or even before you reach the point. Because once you get to the point, you're not getting a ton of value out of her.
So I'd have to go back. We didn't have the absolute best view on it, but did Snillo Nano Nice there? Because that would make, because his ult percentage just absolutely shot up like a rocket in the middle of that fight.
I mean, it would make sense because it is giving you, it is just another way to just, when you're building grabs every fight, it would make sense to keep on using that Nano for Nice because they just don't have enough support ults.
Yeah. I mean, also, it's a double win there where not only are you getting Grav up, but guess what? If Azaria is getting Grav that quickly, they're also doing a lot of damage within that fight itself. People will get melted down. So Fusion University showing some cool flexibility there, and Okay, I'm not ready for this. Also, I don't think this is for real, but, you know, it also could be. Teams have been experimenting a lot more with DPS aggro setups.
We've seen this in Overwatch League. We have seen some bunker comps.
It's something that historically would be a little bit off Fusion Unity style, but who knows what the style is. Teams grab a lot from Overwatch League, so this could be a thing.
It will be. I think it is a really interesting synergy, though, to have the Sombra with this, because the whole value of a bunker comp is you try to survive the initial dive, the initial push. So unless they're expecting for Fusion Unity to be dive here to counter, then you have the Sombra to counter that Hammond, to counter that dive character to get the hacks off and pressure the back line.
So this is going to be interesting. Fusion University, this does appear to be for real, so it's going to be the classic conundrum here. What's going to win between a team that does not want to move and a team that really wants to dive? And Fusion University, are they going to choose the H key instead?
Fusion Unity have used the H key once already to get the Mercy instead of the Lucio, which is an interesting choice because it will give a lot of value to your team as you dive. And actually, Fusion Uni...
Wait, what?
They have Beast Halo on Ash and Snow. They're going quad DPS double support.
Who needs tanks? This is a slap in the face to EU fans everywhere is what we're seeing right now.
So Fusion Uni's goal here is they want to pressure the shield and force second wind to move or die. That is their choices here because they have so much spam damage here on the barrier.
I mean, the Shariq's Orisa shield, it's not going to last a whole lot here. This is too much damage. It's you blink and it's gone.
The real problem is, though, how do you win the point with this comp?
You kill everyone.
You have to get frags early in the fight before the fight breaks down because you cannot pressure point. They don't even have a Tracer or a Sombra to sit on point.
Right now they're playing the waiting game where throw a bunch of DPS heroes into the game. Surely one will get a pick off and second one goes, we're just going to back up. You still have to get through shields. You have to play this intelligently and you put any of your bodies on the point. We're going to collapse on his Beast Halo. Almost gets taken down early.
Almost low, but there's going to be the Mercy to heal him up his second win. They've set their bunker back up on the point. We see Nano's out onto ice. He's doing a lot of damage. Are they going to find him? He finds Alarm, though. He just does so much damage with the damage boost and the Nano boost.
Yeah, Nano boosted. It's Walking Bastion recon mode. Who needs to be in turret
and
for
his
him?
left click was buffed a while ago, so it is like a laser beam. It's so accurate. Is Karkar going to get the res on Alarm? There's going to be the barrage up for Bernard, but it would be kind of risky to use it just yet. They need to get some sort of cooldowns out for second win.
Well, they're getting some presence onto the point here. The problem is that second win can just kind of roll over. Speedle again, drop the EMP, and already two immediately down. Really good stuff coming in here from Second Wind, and this is a weakness when you come out with no tanks.
This is not even the no tanks. Fusion Uni are running 4 different heroes that are not great at pressuring point. It'd be, if they had a Sombra or a Tracer, to bounce off and back and point. But when you have to have an Ash or even a Hanzo do it, they're mobile, but they're not that mobile.
Yeah, well, are you saying Hanzo with his lunge, this is not your ideal picture of mobility?
And there's going to be the full swap for Fusion Uni. They've actually dropped all their ults, a complete comp switch. Karkar going to Ana now instead of the Mercy, and they're going to get the Genji Sombra with the 2 dive tanks.
If Stella was on Tracer right now, we really would be going to a blast from the past here. Very dive-heavy set coming out here from Fusion University. Beast Halo doing a lot of damage here early on. Second Wind not really being forced to change up much, and Beast Halo just gets bopped.
So smart from Gods, by the way. Ice calls the damage onto Beast Halo, and he drops lower to get the frag because they've hacked the lower pack. Beast Halo can't get healed. He's out of LOS from his healers. So Gods is just going to be hunting for Beast Halo and Bernard to ensure they can't touch point because their whole goal for Fusion is to get the point and be healed further by their supports.
The thing that's going to make really difficult here for Fusion University is that with all these whole-scale swaps, they don't have much in the way of ults. Alarm has been the one rock here, and he'll have Transcendence, but they're drained across the board, and they only have one real good fight left.
No, they're going to have to just take these fights, build up ults. We see now the dive for Fusion Uni. They have Trance up, but that's still only it. Nano boost out. Second Wind just going to set up again.
The throw of the Nano is gone, but Second Wind again. Bird gets caught! Bird getting caught early! Beast Halo giving up his life. Ice slept. Taken down, the dive from Fusion University, just swarming over Second Wind. Just a moment of weakness. It's all it took. Fusion University gonna be getting point A.
Beast Halo committing his life for the frag onto Bird was risky, was extremely risky. In fact, they weren't even expecting to lose it because Alarm pops that trance a little too late. But great play from them, nice following up. And now it's going to be Fusion Uni taking the first. I think they might stay on this because they're going to have Nano Blade and the Sombra.
It's an age-old classic, but I got to tell you, when you're EMP'd and a Nano Blade's coming for you, there's not a lot of great options.
There are no support ults. For Second Wind, they don't have a trance, they don't have a beat.
They need Speedily to not get caught by the EMP and just do a counter EMP of his own. And even then, might not be great.
It's risky. That's extremely risky still because you don't have anything to really survive still.
Well, Second Wind one of these options has to work out for them here. Meanwhile, Snillo, EMP set up. The Nano Blade might be prophesized here in a moment. Here we go. Nano Blade on the way. Nice! Takes down Reptile mid-air. Fusion University moving in, but they lose 2. The counter-strike from Second Wind, actually quite good. That could be enough to repel this here, and it's likely going to be so.
That was so smart from Gods. We've seen him do it a lot, but he decides to counter-bomb the Nano Blade. He sends the Diva Bomb back into the Nano Blade, and it forces a Fusion Uni to split, and they still lose players.
And they're going to get this nice stagger here on the Bernard as well. It's not quite the super long stagger we saw in their attack, but it's enough to buy time. Fusion University, 3 minutes to get 84%.
And the best part about this for Second Wind is they didn't have to pop either of their support ults, partially because they got deleted. They got Nano Bladed and EMP'd, so they didn't have the chance. They didn't have the chance to use them, but now they have them for this fight.
Second Wind up here on top, and of course Nano, it's been going to the Bastion every time. Leap gonna be coming on in. Bird heals himself up first, and where's this now gonna go? Shriek's down, so they have to make a move soon. Tank for him up, and that is gonna be a Nano Tank moving in. Iced all up to him here, not landing shots he really needs to. Diva in his face, absorbing a lot, and take a look here. It's back and forth, and Second Wind, again, I think they might have done enough here.
I mean, the spawn advantage is in favor of Second Wind here.
Oh, no, alarm!
2, though, as Bernard gets Reptile. But alarm's down.
Yeah.
It's over. It's over now.
Even with that, it's not enough.
You can't win this point with this big of a spawn disadvantage.
And that's a problem, right? Even when someone pops off, like alarm did there.
Are we blind and dumb?
We might be. Fusion University respawn's coming in, and yet it's all Jabate in the end. Second Wind still with the spawn advantage. Still doing fine, but it's very close. Fusion University just throwing bodies
now.
out.
It's just stagger for this point. Nice. He had some great frags, but the spawn advantage was too strong. The Mailed as well being dropped just to ensure the frag onto Beast Halo. It was extremely close, but realistically, you should not win the fight when you're down there.
And the scary thing here is that not only was that baiting us a bit, but it was also baiting Fusion University. They thought they had a chance at that, and I mean, maybe they did, but that worked out in Second Wind's favor. Bought a lot of time.
It did. Gods is going to have the bomb Bird close to another Nano, and Fusion, all they have in their wheelhouse is the trans.
Well, Alarm's certainly good at making use of it here. It also means Alarm can... Oh, okay, Nice is gone. He just got gunned down by the Bastion. The lone man out there. Down to Zarya, things get a little bit rough here. You don't have the bubbles to save, and Fusion University...
They're trying to push up top and just kind of take Second Wind off the high ground, but it's so tough. They're already down. Nice. There's the pull. There's the frag, and then Alarm drops trans too.
They still move in. They feed the Bastion. Lives to the Bastion God, just going one by one. And Fusion University down to their final minute in what has been a very awkward horizon for them here so far. What do they need to do to crack this on their final attempt?
I mean, they can't pressure point because the Bastion will do too much. So they've wasted too much time to go spam comp again. So you only have 2 options. You run the comp that Fusion is currently running where they're trying to rotate on the high ground and get Second Wind off, or you go back to full dive. You go back to that Sombra. But you don't have that much time, so you have to commit. So Fusion, you're going to choose to run the full 3-3 again and try to get Second Wind off high ground.
Somehow they need to get an early pickoff. Someone on Second Wind needs to make a mistake. That's the only way that they're going to be able to do this. And look, Fusion University, sometimes things just go well for them, but final 15 seconds, they're getting to the point where someone has to go to the point and be the sacrifice to Bastion.
More than likely, it will often be Bernard or even Karkar, but they still have 7 seconds. There's the rotation. Bernard, he's holding close to point. He's ready to go touch or also to contest. There's Bernard. Beast Halo's gone. The Nano, the damage boost. There's a lot of damage for Second Wind.
Yeah, and they just could not get to Ice. He was well protected from the Mei, well protected from the high ground there, and that was looking so good for Second Wind on the rotation, and in the end, it worked out. Even where I would argue that was probably the most unconventional we've seen Fusion University in a long time.
No, it's they were really not prepared, I think, for that strategy.
No.
They had the right call, I think, with the Sombra, with the Genji, but they kept getting countered because Gods had the bomb, and instead of sticking with it and just building up your ults again and hoping you're going to outbuild, because you can't be, thinking Gods' counter bomb when they have no support ults is going to defeat your dive every time. It's silly. That's silly, ZP. So they should have stuck with that comp, in my opinion, or even gone spam. They had a lot of options, but they just stuck around a little too late.
Well, think about Gods and Diva. He's not your average run-of-the-mill Diva that's just going, I know I play a good 3-3, that's fine. It's like, no, he's seen things. He has been around for a very long time. Meta-wise goes, but wait, self-destruct, you can use it outside of combos. You can see a Genji coming at you, throw the self-destruct, and you know what? it's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. So I feel like, to a degree, part of what we saw from Gods there is just flexing the experience that he's had from being around really since the beginning.
I mean, it is one of the values of D.Va is just having, I mean, it's an ult it's an area denial ult is that D.Va bomb. And when you don't have any combos, all you're looking to do with it is either engage or counter-engage. And that's what Gods, I mean, we see him do it in Legion last season as well. He's really, really good at using the D.Va bomb to sort of just deny a push, to deny a dive. Yeah. And so that's what we saw against Fusion.
Now, the funny thing about all this here is that, we really, when I said it, I was joking, but I'm not sure I actually was joking. It was that, Fusion University, they're up 2-0. Now it's time to drop the next 2 and go map 5. Well, they're part of the way there.
We're getting there.
We're getting there.
The prophecy is being fulfilled as we speak. The map 5 Fusion Uni prophecy.
Yeah, I mean, Fusion University, look, do you just like crushing team spirits like this? Do you like giving them hope? Do you like going, second win, we can't beat your strategy. You're unbeatable. And then we're going to go into our next map here on Escort, and somehow Fusion University will find a way to fall. And then we'll go to map 5. I mean, it might sound cynical here, but I've been seeing this happen for over a year now.
I think Fusion Uni are a team where they're really, really good fundamentally, and they have all their positions covered, and they're really good at learning from their mistakes. But during a series, it takes time sometimes for them to adjust to set plays. Like we saw, that was clearly something that Second Wind had planned. There was a strategy they wanted to use a lot, sort of that bunker strategy. And that is where they're at, is that they're just sometimes slow to adapt.
Yeah, and look, coming into it where, again, it's sort of an interesting dynamic where there are things that you can't always fully nail down in terms of teams, like why does the London Spitfire randomly come into a stage and they come out weak and then they get fired up? Why do these things have to happen for teams? Teams have identities like this in terms of how they play, and for Fusion University, their identity overall has been one where, they adapt to things late in the series. They sometimes push it to the limit of going to the 3rd round of a control map, but up to this point, they have had an unprecedented streak of winning every situation like this that they've been put into.
It is. I mean, they do have that identity. I don't necessarily think they're an extremely mental team like London is. I mean, London, a big part of the reason why they have swings, they have ebbs and flows, is because they are a very, very mentally focused team. Like, a lot of individual talent and hot-headedness, and like when stuff goes bad, then their team morale goes down. I mean, Susie, the old GM of London Spitfire, has told us as much as like they just lose morale. I don't necessarily think Fusion Uni is the exact same way. I think they're just sometimes slow to adapt in a series, but they just have so much talent that they will eventually come on top. It's a numbers game, really, because it's stacked in their favor.
Well, we're going to be getting into game here. That's right. It's map number 4. Fusion University, I think that regardless of their reputation, they would like to finish this out in 4 and not sort of risk it like they generally do. And, okay, it's going to be Junkertown as we head into map 4 here. And, we're going to be seeing an old-time favorite. It's going to be Snill on the Widow.
That is, we saw him do a lot on Widow last season, actually.
Yep.
So we haven't seen him for a bit, but I am really interested to see what he can do here, because this is the Widow map. It's Junkertown.
Yeah. And it's something where even when Widow has been out of the meta, she's usually been in the meta on Junkertown. I mean, look at how wide open the sight lines are. It's a Widow paradise.
Both teams just waiting for the setup to end. Second Wind, I think more likely to be running this pretty standard 3-3, while Fusion Junior can be running the double sniper with the Sombra.
So the difficult thing here is that they have Chainsik acting as an anchor, but it's almost a false impression here. If Second Wind is able to get to them, they're not going to be able to hold unless they've done serious damage right before. Yeah, they will be doing a lot of poke and building these EMPs extremely quickly, because they have a front line, they have a D.Va, they have a Rissa, but they don't have a lot of healing. And to be clear, Alarm, he's changed out his orbs for arrows here, which is actually kind of scary when you think about how good Alarm...
Well,
oh, there it is.
And there it is.
Yeah.
And there it is. Just as we speak about it, he picks Bird.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's incredibly deadly on Zenyatta, and you've given him a bow and arrow that are far deadlier. There's only one support, but you know what? If you're picking people off, you might not need 2 supports. I mean, especially if you're able to catch supports on those rotations, then it's even harder for Second Wind's comp to succeed against Fusion Uni. So Alarm, the flex coming out here, definitely cool to see, and oh man, damage coming out, and right as the shield goes down, guess what? Reptile gets picked off. Snillo's right there. This is an incredible amount of shield pressure that they're putting onto Sharik. So Second Wind, I think they're taking this a little bit too carefully, where they're trying to rotate and get in position, where they often they're going to have to run far more aggressively, maybe even ignore the cart completely, and just rotate onto the Mega Pack below Fusion Uni and then push. I mean, right now it's almost like Fusion University is playing tower defense and Second Wind is a wave. They just need to get through the towers and get directly to the meaty side of things here.
And this is the right play from second win. They decide to just rotate extremely aggressively rather than trying to set up a fight, and then they try to push. But here comes Nice. He is going to be looking for the EMP.
Oh, goes in. Dragon Strike gonna get gobbled on up by Gods. You saw it coming a mile away. Snillo finding ice, but this is what second was looking for. They got into the Art Fusion University, and they don't really have a way of standing up to it. They need Snillo to get pickoffs, but once the pressure comes in, everyone has to reposition, and Second Wind is able to get really key ground.
Alarm swapping back onto Zen after the pick, the res onto Nice. So Fusion Unity, despite losing those picks, have still stabilized here. They're going to have a chance for another contest.
Alarm, though, going to the Zenyatta. The Age of Hanzo's over. Snillo finds Reptile. Man advantage. Bernard! The bomb going to get iced, and this is quite good for Fusion University. Man advantage here, but God's back the other way! Just goes into the backline. Let's self-destruct. Ride over the top, gets Snillo for good measure. What a series there from Gods.
Gods making all the right plays, because when you see this double sniper setup with the Sombra, the Orisa, Fusion Unity does not have, they don't really have any help for their backline. It's just Bernard and the support. So as soon as one or the other are gone, there's some sort of rotation in play. Gods can look for free backline presence, and that's what he did. He pushed Alarm. We've seen a lot where just a D.Va can hunt a Zen. He pushed Alarm and did pick up Nice for the turn as well.
Gods has been absolutely standout this series here for Second Wind, a key part of them getting through point A. And Fusion University, wholesale swap-ups here coming in for them.
Which is the right play, once again. Nice, though, staying on the Sombra as he gets picked up by Gods again.
Yeah, just a little bit of a punch to the face there. But Mech, Nice absolutely down, can't get away.
And now Fusion can't fight this fight. They can't contest at all. They still don't have EMP up just yet. And Second Wind will have a beat, so as long as Reptile does not get hit by this upcoming EMP, they will be in a really good position. And in fact, Sharik could even be looking for a very aggressive Shatter to try to counteract this.
I mean, key here, you have to look where Reptile is as the fight starts. Look at towards Nice, who will have the EMP up here in a moment. Nice, looking to set up, moves forward, drops EMP. Reptile immediately barriers just in the nick of time. And it works out so well, EMP'd or not. They punish Fusion, who is trying to move in and fall through the EMP, and that is such good play coming in from Reptile.
Reptile ensuring that he wasn't caught. And then also the other thing that Second Wind did right was not just ensuring Reptile did not get caught by the EMP, but when Fusion tries to come forward to follow up, because they have barrier, their health is still better than Fusion Unity. So Second Wind just out-aggresses them with no cooldowns, which is the right play because you have more health than Fusion Unity.
Yeah, Fusion University, look, when you're trying to run Sombra setups, you don't have the ability to run into their team on even grounds. You have to be a little bit sneaky about things. But now the era of Sombra is over. It's going to be a straight 3-3 versus 3-3 setup.
At Second Wind, they still have very, very good ults in this fight. They use the rally to engage. They have the grab. They have the bomb. Shadow out for Sharik, not really getting a lot.
Does not get much of anything. Fusion University now for Chainsick, he can be a lot more aggressive. Doesn't have to worry about the threat of a Shatter coming in for a while. Can have a Shatter of his own. Fusion University, they're going to be ready to go here. Just about Chainsick dropping the Shatter in response to the grab.
Huge
a lot of people knocked down. Destruct to the back. Doesn't quite get as much as they want. Gods self-destruct, still able to find Alarm. Second Wind in the fight. Transcendence invested. They're rolling forward, trying to get the most of it, but they get caught in the grab. Grab coming out here from Nice. Alarm transcends to his own in the back, but not going to need it. Bernard and Nice able to finish out the fight. Fusion University holding it off here.
Being able to fall off that Shadow from Chainsick and get just one frag, and then Bernard and Nice getting the late grab there, because that could have gone very badly because Gods' bomb actually picks up Alarm. He had trance, but he didn't think he was going to need to pop it. He thought he was safe. And so there was no trance. There was no Zen on the field for Fusion Uni, but Nice bringing it back with a great grab.
Really good here for Fusion University, and you take a look at the ult economy setup. This is where you want to be.
This is where you want to be, because Fusion Uni, they have not just the overall ult advantage, but they've restabilized their position. They can hold close, and this drop for Second Wind, this drop for the offense on Junkertown is kind of brutal.
Yeah, I mean, for Second Wind, their ideal situation, maybe they get a pick off here, maybe not. Fusion University, though, usually a little bit too good to let that happen. They're going to be holding on back, not using anything until they need to. Chainsick going to drop the hammer, doesn't get much of anything. Under pressure, Second Wind moving in, barrier out. They've built up ultimate fight. They're going to eat the grab. Gods gets a grab in the middle of the fight, and Second Wind now with a really aggressive setup. They get caught in the grab, but moving for Transcendence, keeping them nice and healthy. Sharik moving forward, and Second Wind able to break on through.
I mean, they just won the bunny hopping of ults because of Gods eating that grab. Because of Gods eating the grab, they didn't have to use those resources early. It's going to be staggered kills on the point. There will be time for a recontest for Fusion, but that was just the ult economy game because of Gods starting up that chain reaction.
Really good coming in from second win. Fusion University a bit on the back foot. An alarm getting chunked early on. Bird with a bit of revenge.
Right now, though, Fusion, they're still in an okay setup. They will have that grab very soon. No support ults up for second win.
Fusion University waiting. Self-destruct leading here from Gods. Finds Car early. Man advantage, a second win. Gods finding Chainsick right after. Assisted by Zed. Self-destruct. In for Bernard. Gets 2.
Oh,
Fusion.
wow. That was an absolutely gigantic bomb. Late transfer from Bird, hoping they'd be able to pick up the fight, but now just him and Gods left behind. Bernard's bomb was so incredible.
Really good to bring that back, especially with things were looking rather grim. It was going to be a sort of Mr. Gods does it again moment. Not quite here. Gods going to eat the late stagger instead. Final minute for second win to try to finish out here on Junkertown.
Right now, it's sort of been the Diva show in a lot of ways, where you see both Bernard and Gods just trading off these hero plays, eating grabs, getting great bombs, getting picks where they see an isolated target. So both Divas doing a lot for the team. Fusion holding post here once again, trying to actually look for the engage with Snow's rally.
A little bit of pressure coming in from here. Second win, able to rotate around on the high ground, but
ice.
going to lose it. Iced. Gotta watch your footwork there. A little bit clumsy. Second win. Looking to move over. Not a lot of power in reserve, but Ice can build up this grab mid-fight.
However, Nice already has his grab for this fight, and there's Reptile coming up on the beat, but a beat won't necessarily save you full aggression. Bird has to get this trade.
I'm being burned off here. Overtime coming on in. Early grab coming in from Nice. Fusion University looking to fall through. They get
Double
speedily
support
early
ult,
on.
and they don't save speedily.
Second win. They're going to be out of juice here in a moment because of layering those support ults, and it's going from bad to worse here. Gods under the gun. Going to get saved. Bubble on him just in the nick of time, but his team is falling all around him. Fusion University going to hold things off here, so long as they stand the payload, which they do.
Clear miscommunication there from second win. Reptile had the beat, and Bird gets it just in time for the grab, but probably a panic attack from Bird, not recognized. Maybe Reptile didn't specify, I'm going to beat first, but using both those support ults first and not even able to save speedily means you have no juice, like you said. You are over. You're out of fuel.
Yeah.
Through the rest of the fight.
Yeah, and then, we're not talking about the burn blue type of fuel. We're just talking about the absolute general term of fuel where that was it. You need support ults to keep things going, and when you use both at the same time, if you don't win the fight right then and there, it's over.
It is. Just the longer the fight runs, the better it was for Fusion Uni. Their set plays looking a lot better. And now, still a pretty far push for second win. They got almost to the end, and Junkertown is one of those maps where it's good if you get to last. It's sort of like Dorado, where if you are able to cap last, you're still in an okay spot.
Yeah, I mean, this is still very winnable for second win. I mean, not only just off the map alone and what gameplay we've seen here so far, but, I'm not going to say it's a real factor because it's almost insane to think. But on the other note, what does Fusion University love more than map 5s? It seems to happen a lot.
I mean, maybe a big part of their salary is just based on how much game time you're actually playing.
Oh man.
How long are you on the court?
Big brain Tucker just crying as he dishes out the dollars repeatedly.
They're hourly, not salary. they're hourly.
Fusion University # we're hourly. Oh man, I don't think that's the case, but man, it would explain a lot. Second win though. On the defense here, going to be 3-3. Fusion University, they ran with the double sniper.
They're looking
on the
to
defense.
run the bunker comp, actually. They have alarm as well. So they're trying to get a bunker comp where they have Chainsick, they have alarm on the cart, and Nice and Snow are just going to be rotating around, trying to get picks, probably when second wind's aggression comes in. But look how close second wind is holding.
And the key for second wind here, don't let anyone get picked off. There's a quick moment where Bird might have gotten popped, but the moment has passed. Second wind rotating, and
look at them hold this corner, ZP.
Yeah, they're really paying attention to the sightlines, but
Bernard!
Bernard's just going, I'm going to move this cart full of treasure over here. Come and get me when you want to.
Bernard making just the perfect play here, knowing that second wind, they have to touch the cart at some point. You're going to have to touch the cart at some point, second wind. You will. You will have to.
And guess what? The Bastion and the Widow, they're going to have a clear line of sight. Alarm, looking for it here. Pressure coming in. Bernard gets demech though, and second win.
Solid rotation from second win. Really good. They did touch the cart and demech Bernard.
Patience paid off.
Yeah, it did. And the cart hasn't really rolled that far. And actually the better thing, if anything, for second wind here is that your Bastion gets less value now that you can't sit in the spawn doors because the cart has moved a little bit further away.
Yeah, the sight lines are nowhere near as advantageous. See if alarm stays on it. Dragon Strike can come out here from Nice. Trying to force a bit of rotation, but a bit off the mark. Shriek though, under pressure, gonna fall. Nice, able to find him a good old arrow right to the gut.
And Bernard still touching the point here as the rest of Fusion Uni had set up on the high ground. They've just been staging each push for Bernard, letting Alarm set up.
And now it's a lot of pressure coming in from Fusion University, where the problem when you run a 3-3 setup is, even versus this sort of DPS end, when you lose one, you tend to lose the others really quickly.
You have to have everyone up for second wind because you need all of them to pressure together. They need those resources, they need those cooldowns to survive. They're going to be able to come back, they're going to be able to recontest. They have a lot of ults, and this is where second wind's comp truly shines. It's not just holding close, but their ults are so much better comparatively to Fusion Uni.
For Fusion Uni, oh, nice, gets taken down, and they need the reverse of that. Fusion University needed the cheeky pick to start this out to have a better chance. This is so favored for second wind. And, okay, Speedily really splitting off from the pack here, moving forward. Reptile gets picked off. He's moving in. Brigida unleashed, moving forward. Dragon from downtown looking for anyone. They're just going to sidestep that one. Second wind, just too much power to be denied.
It really was just an ult game there because once second wind are just able to catch anyone, they just have so much better ults. They're able to win the fight slowly because they can guarantee 1 to 2 picks and their team will live. And they didn't have to use support ults. They didn't have to use either the beat or the trance.
It was almost the best case scenario there for second wind. And now what do you have for Fusion University? Only a minute 30 left. They're going to have to make several significant swaps. This is winnable and holdable for second wind right here on point A.
Yeah, now with this late swap for Fusion Uni, they're going to have to play the ult game behind.
Second wind, diving in speedily, living up to the name, Shatter! Gonna be ending Chain Sick. It's all it really needed to hit there. Man advantage to second wind, and they can slow play the rest of this. Fusion University in a really tough spot.
Especially when they know Fusion Uni has no support ults. Getting one person with a Shatter, that's the fight. That's the fight. You can't be saved by a V, by a trance. You just win the fight from there.
And importantly, we talk about the importance of support ultimates. Look at what we got here for the next fight. Fusion University, even if Alarm goes crazy, it's going to be hard to get 60% to start out this next fight.
It is. Bernard is going to be very, very key. He's going to have a great bomb here, either to counter second wind's aggression, because it's very likely to just speed into them, use as a portal early. There's the rally. Here comes the engage.
Engage moving in speedily again, living up to his name, moving forward. Second wind being very aggressive as they move in. They catch Chain Sick, and they use the barrier to make it nice and safe. And Fusion University, we are on the verge of a map 5. This is no joke. This is no meme. It's no drill. It's potentially about to happen.
And now second wind are going to hold close to the doors to ensure that Fusion Uni cannot get out for free. They're going to have to burn something to get out as Ice picks up Stillo.
Fusion University, they just might be locked in here. Someone has to move over, and Karkar gonna need to put the pedal to the metal.
Is Eden.
Oh. Eden right up. Second wind absolutely suffocating the champions. And this is a phrase I've said all too well. Fusion, wait. They're turning around. Hang on, hold the phone. They got to the cart. Second wind, just when you think it's over, they were able to get to the cart. It's not over at all. Fusion University getting to the payload. It might not be map 5 yet.
Oh my, incredible. End of the Alarm gets the pick on a Sharik. The trance is out for Bird, but Alarm gets up speedily. How do they do it?
Oh man.
Alarm, how did they do it?
It should not have happened that way. Second wind, they were all in on preventing anyone from Fusion University of getting to the payload. They weren't able to stop it in the end. And now, even though they're in a good position over on the map, Fusion University still has a chance to bring this one back.
I mean, it's not a lot of time, though, to get to this far in the map. They have 2 minutes to get to the second point, and they're ahead in support ults at least, but there is no clear defendable demand.
I mean, Fusion University, we are absolutely standing for you right now. We were putting away our chairs so we could stand up.
We were getting ready to stand up. We're like, yeah, better roll these back, and then now
then we look back, it's like, oh, I guess not. Second win, though. Moving in speedily, leading the charge once more. Fusion University not able to rotate away. Nice, gonna get caught off. Now, second wind, it's all about cleanup. And Shariko gets caught, which should have been momentary cleanup. Not quite as clean.
Oh,
Chain Sick,
that
nice!
is a big Shatter. That's gonna be the cleanup. And what we thought was, once again, that was gonna be the end of the fight. Alarm's trance keeps him in the fight. They get the frag, and then from there, they just snowball.
This is looking kind of grim here for second wind, where again, I can't overemphasize. Time-wise, they're still in a good spot, but that good spot keeps sliding over to a not-so-good spot, and I don't feel so good in moments.
However, having to invest both the Shatter and the Trance means they won't have that ult up for Ice Grab, because second wind will be able to contest. They should be able to contest.
One would think. Are they holding off? No, they're looking to drop it down, but they're going to need to do it soon. Sharik puts his body on the point. Barrier used early just so they could get out without anyone falling. Ice going to use the grab here, answered by a barrier, self-destruct. Moving on up from Bernard, gets Gods. It's a trade-off between the two.
Alarm's down though from the Shattered Shriek, and he picks up Snillo.
It's looking really good right now for second win. The trade in their favor. And Fusion University, it was nothing but heroics to get it in here to point B. But they're gonna need to dig deep once more. How do they do this now?
Well, there is no trance for Bird, and Nice is close to grab, and Alarm can have a trance of his own. So they have the resources, they have the ults needed to actually win this next push. Second Wind, their only hope here is to look for an early engage unless they get a pick, because Speedily is the only ult available for them.
And that's what they're doing. They've been popping Rally and immediately going in. I'd expect them to do much the same here, but they might be moving right into a blunder. Changsek holding on to the Shatter. Fusion University rotating. The Rally has been used. Second Wind trying to really get in the Changsek here, but he drops the Shatter. Completely blocked. Doesn't get what they want. Sharik in a little bit of danger. Backing on out. Transcendence used here by Fusion University. Eaten! Once again, Gods eating the grab. Second Wind holding in there. Transcendence coming out from Bird just in the nick of time. Gonna get Sharik out of the danger zone. Fighting back against Fusion University. Changsek gonna fall. Taken on down. And now, man advantage for second win. They're looking for the cleanup. Nice is out of it. They want map 5. They want to go to what we always see. Bernard drops the bomb in the payload. Not gonna get anything. Not the hero this time. And this is gonna be map 5. Fusion University, why you do this?
Well, Fusion Uni, they've been clocked in for the day. Yeah. They're like, Tucker, our time cards are ready. We're working overtime. We're the hourly Contenders players here.
So I'm just imagining just a very angry, grumpy-looking Tucker as he grabs his pocketbook and just sees all the dollar bills fading away because, oh man, second wind. Really nice fighting back from them. And also good for Fusion University. Just when you think that it was over, done with the point A.
That was an incredible push to get it that far. But, I mean, Gods. He keeps doing it. He keeps doing it again and again and again. He's been just all over nice grabs. He's been making sure he doesn't get any value. Also while hunting Alarm in the backline.
Yeah, I mean, I think the safest thing to say there for God's just pure and simple. It doesn't need a modifier. He's been all over Fusion University, period. It's been some of the best gameplay that we've seen from Gods in a really long time.
Yeah, he's been looking really, really good this series. I mean, it's without those eats, if Nice managed to get the grab off, Bird likely didn't have Transcendence up, or if he does get it up, it's just he gets way less value from it. That would have changed the dynamic of the fight completely. It would have changed the dynamic of the fight like during first. He's done it over and over and over again, where Nice he's been outbuilding Ice, but it doesn't matter if he gets eaten every time.
No, I mean, if you're throwing it away and you're just going, just tossing it into the waiting maw of Gods, you know what? It's not anywhere near as effective, but, we are in a familiar situation again to restate. Fusion University.
Map 5.
They went up 2-0.
Map 5.
And then we joked about it. Coming back for the break, I go, yeah, it's up 2-0. I guess it means we're going to map 5. Map 5.
Map 5.
Map 5.
The madmen did it.
Oh, man. Even our production staff is just laughing in the background. It's just like,
you can't make it up. You just can't make this up.
No one can believe this.
How can they keep doing it? They can't keep getting away with this.
No.
They just can't.
Like, Jesse Pinkman is crying right now. Even Walter White eventually got justice.
Yeah, well, that's just how Fusion Uni, that's how they operate. They're, like you said, it's 100% now. I'm convinced they're hourly workers. They got to clock in the OT for the Fusion organization.
Oh, well, second wind. What a great start this would be for a newly put together roster, a very different second wind from last season, and a testament to the power of the organization behind them. Fusion University, though, they've crushed dreams in this situation before. But sometimes they do it after losing round 1 just to make it spicy.
Well, it is funny because when you talk about the organization of Second Wind, it's really not even that much of the same organization as Made is with Legion now. It's a very different, sort of very different.
And yet, managed to make it work. Second Wind. Early on, Beast Halo getting a bit of damage here. And Second Wind just powers through. Just when you think Beast Halo got out, he absolutely gets punished. And then who is it chasing it down? It's Gods.
It's Gods. The hungry fragger. Hungry fragger.
He's hungry. He's hungry to not only be the best even in the field, he's also hungry for grabs, period. And second win. Gonna get first cap here against the champions.
And that is going to be a pretty good cap as well, because controlling Koth first, getting that first cap is always great because you just get so much timing advantage, you get that defender's advantage. As second win chase, they're just trying to get Fusion University caught on this corner on this mini pack.
Well, Sharik a little bit too far up there, and this could be a bit of a more quiet fight. The Beast Halo got pretty low, but in the end, Not quite enough. Fusion University 6 on 5. But second win, if they play this right, they can just dance. Just dance.
Well, they're
By
dancing.
time.
They've been trying to engage. They're speedily dropping the rally, doing the counter charge onto Snow as Karkar gets speedily, bombs out. A lot of ultis for both teams.
God's going to find Beast Halo off the setup from the grab, but it's still a fight very favored by Fusion University. Here's Bernard, puts the cherry on top. And yet, still good delay from second wind all the while.
Very good delay. Karkar getting the boop onto Ice during that fight as well. Reptile, he drops the beat right as the bomb is coming down, right as it's finishing, which sometimes you can be saved. You can save your team if you have a pixel-perfect beat, but because they're right on top of the bomb, there was no damage mitigation, and the rest of Fusion was shooting them as well, so the barriers just went away too quickly. So Reptile investing the beat, not getting a lot of value out of it.
Second wind coming in here to the right. Shriek about to get Primal Rage, waiting, biding their time. Beast Halo just smothering them, doesn't need the ultra, but gets taken down! Absolutely murdered on the point, couldn't Primal in the nick of time.
Oh my goodness, Reptile just got bonked off the map by Snillo. He got bashed and then sent flailing. As Bernard, DMX God, Snillo gets another, gets the pick. Shriek's just flying around, but he's going to jump off.
Yeah, he's just going to go dancing, looking for that gold way underneath. Really good hero play coming in from Snillo to keep Fusion University in it. We are all tied up 44-44, and getting back in here on this stage in Nepal in the Sanctum, it's quite difficult.
It's really tough because of how the point is designed for the, once you control the point, it's so easy to hold the various chokes, the entrances, onto the main area.
And for Fusion University, they're pretty experienced in this situation. Beast Halo going to be holding off the Primal Rage, and look, there's a threat of just getting moved off into the pit here. Again, good cleave damage coming in. Primals, but immediately gets chunked. Beast Halo actually in a bit of a rough spot here. The Primal wouldn't rather be a little bit later, 250 HP. He's angry, but he's about to fall. Needs to get out of there. Does, though, buy time for Fusion University. Burns time off the clock. As Gods does it again!
He can't get away with it.
He just keeps eating everything in his sight. That could be what second wind needs to bring this back. Their grab, not going to be eaten. They use it to get Snillo. Both self-destructs up into the sky. But it's second wind off of Reptile's boop with the advantage. They're going to retake.
Shriek picks up Alarm in the back. Beast Halo coming onto the point, trying to just delay. Right now, it's all delay for Fusion Unity. They have no more ults. That's going to be second wind flipping. It will be just about full cap for Fusion Unity, though. But look at the ult bank for second wind. They're so far ahead.
So we have hit the full point here when it comes to observing, where we simply need to see God's point of view next time Nice does grab. We must be there in the moment.
That is a prime directive to watch Gods eat the grab.
Yeah, he just keeps doing it.
And also, second wind, it's been very clear they've been doing a lot of presence onto Beast Halo. And look how aggressive second wind are, catching Fusion Unity right here. God, so low though, D-Mech. There won't be any grabbies coming out now.
His real weakness, putting the camera on him, caused him to get D-Mech.
Oh, double support ult for second wind. They use both trance and beat though.
It happens again where it's not an ideal look. Second wind, just shades of their last attack on Junkertown a bit ago, but still in the fight, surprisingly, even losing that, but how long can they last? God's going to get defect, Beast Halo dealing with him, and Fusion University get their way back over and onto the point, and don't forget, second win, this could be it. It's very likely you're going to be able to get back in here. First round, on the verge of going the way of Fusion University.
It is all on if Speedily can touch, but realistically, even if he does, it's over. The point control is too strong, unless Speedily does the greatest thing I've ever seen, as he down pounds and is gone.
Oh, that was top-notch vermin extermination there towards the very end. It's not even about getting rid of them when they get in your house. Just don't let them in your house.
Don't let them in your house entirely. And that was a great comeback from Fusion Unity. Despite losing the first point, they just were able to just effectively control the point and also get a lot more value out of the post fights after the grabs break down.
And you know, it was such a good showing from Fusion University on round one. What a better way to show appreciation for the game of Overwatch than for them to not do as well here in round two and send it to a third round, because that's what they do.
Well, I can't wait to see them continue to rack up those hours.
Again, Tucker, his bank account is hurting. Send help. We're going to need to start a GoFundMe.
I don't know about that one, but second win. Fusion Unity rolling out here. Fusion Unity running in this Hammond comp with the I should say the Fair Mercy, trying to be very, very mobile here, while second win running the pretty standard 3-3.
And for second win, their goal here, just get to the point without someone dying the fire.
Fusion Unity actually decided to just go and swap. They're not even going to attempt to use the comp. They're not going to attempt to use his very mobile comp. They're going to swap to a mirror 3-3. As Bird has actually went to Moira, he swapped and spawned because he saw this and got off Xin. So both teams have swapped, but now Fusion Unity have the superior comp because they have Alarm on Xin to the Moira of Bird.
very interesting. And Fusion University, this could work out with them just because you mentioned it's a better setup having the Zen. Discord Orb, guess what? It's a pretty good ability. Early charge coming in here. Sharik in trouble, getting focused down. Gods in rough shape. The focus fire onto the tanks of Second Wind. Sublime, but they're able to back out. Second Wind takes a breather. In control all the while. Fusion University going to be rotating onto a point, making this a lot more dangerous. Second Wind going to need the commit here. They do just that. They go back the other way. They're looking for the tank pressure. They find Beast Halo, and it works out for Second Wind.
Second Wind making the perfect play here. As Alarm actually decides to pop trance, the grab is out as well for Nice. They can't pick it up. They have no cleanup. Bernard didn't have bomb. There was no Beast Halo alive just yet. That's it.
Second Wind able to go forward. Really nice rotation back in, and even with Fusion University running with the comp that is generally objectively superior, Second Wind still able to get decent value off the Moira.
They made the most of it because they decided to engage extremely quickly, which is your only. You can't let the fight run long versus the Zen because your resources will run out. They'll get trance. They'll do more damage than you. So they decide to engage very aggressively. And Nice decides to use a grab after Beast Halo's down. They didn't have cleanup. Bernard didn't have bomb. So interesting play for Fusion.
Speaking of grab, Second Wind iced his grab. Ready to go here. God self-destruct in reserve. Fusion gonna just roll on in. Ice waiting for the time. Sound barrier's up. They get caught in the grab. The barrier just used a moment ago. Here comes the bomb from Bernard right to the side. Gonna catch Gods. He could not get back into mech in time. It's a full man advantage of Fusion University. Shatter gonna be dropped here by Beast Halo. Follow through. It's enough.
It is enough. Bird dropping the Coalescence. Going to be cleaned up. That was actually probably the best case scenario that could have happened for Second Wind is taking this much time off the time bank, and now they can make the swaps, and they really just have to play the game of let's get ults out of Fusion until we build up our own.
And talking about the superiority, in case people are wondering, it's like, are you guys making this up? No. Look at Bird. He's gone Zenyatta. There's a reason.
There is a reason. Zenyatta is S tier. S tier hero, definitely in the top because his ult is the best, his Discord Orb is the best. He just does so much.
Second Wind moving back in speedily, opening up here with the Rally Alarm, countering Transcendence up. Fusion University looking for it here. Sharik down early, but still gonna fall. And really, Second Wind making the most of this here. Onto the point, starting to move forward. Fusion University, they need to get back onto the point, but they're wounded. They've gotten outpoked. Hammer drops. Beast Halo gives his life for it. Barrier gonna come here from Second Wind. They turn the fight to their advantage. And are we doing it again?
Surely not. Surely not, ZP. Surely Fusion cannot be doing this again. They can't be going to map 5, round 3 of COD. It can't. It can't be happening.
It's comical. It's absolutely comical. It's happening.
It's happened. Here we are again, huh? Same old, same old. We're caught in the loop.
This is, yeah, I kind of empathize with Dormammu now, and the time loop keeps happening.
Alarm. Alarm has come to bargain.
He has come to bargain.
Alarm has come to bargain.
Oh, well, we're here. It's round 3, and I will reiterate the stakes, even though we've said this so many times, and Fusion comes out on top. Second Wind is on verge of opening up the season with an upset, with something that has never before been seen in Contenders. Fusion University losing a series.
I mean, this is like the season, the time of Overwatch for first, because I mean Shanghai broke their streak. I mean, this could be it. This could be maybe Fusion, the dynasty toppling the Fusion dynasty.
It could be. We've said these words before. We've spoken the words.
We've been in this exact same scenario many times.
Enough times that you would think someone would have won. But we're seeing here the Pharah play from Fusion University. Pushing Second Wind back, forcing a change up, and it's gonna be Reptile onto the Widow. Nice.
No, Reptile will not be on the Widow.
No,
he will not be. I think he was going back to Lucio as he gets actually hacked by Bernard, but they're just gonna give up the point because there's so much forward pressure from Fusion. Bernard actually going to the Moira, which is a little bit tougher to punish.
Really good pressure coming in from Nice. Look, he's almost already built up the barrage, getting everything he wants and more. Barrage built up, gets speedily, and it means he won't have to use it here in all likelihood. But no, he's moving on in. Do you want to press Q right now? Not to respond.
Not with Reptile down. That should be an Alarm. Picks up Sharik.
Not when Alarm's in reserve going. You're looking at
Beast Halo knocks them off the map.
Yeah, that was unnecessary violence towards the end. Unnecessary.
So you see Second Wind, they've decided to move on to this Moira because it is harder for Bird to be caught, be punished, as opposed to Zen when Fusion Uni are running this comp. They're running the triple DPS with the Hammond. And now Second Wind are in a very, very precarious situation.
Nice! Very good concussive blast there. Just, it's extra disruption. It buys time.
This is a very precarious situation, though, for a second win, because your only hope of winning is going to the point, because you can't really catch anyone very effectively. And even then, like, you just don't have a lot of resources to focus.
Well, you're losing a lot of time as you run the obstacle course of rockets here. Nice is doing a great job of making them work for every meter, and they get picked off again. Still there at the pulse bomb. Nice with the rockets from afar. Fusion University playing with your hearts. Again, they're going to get away with it.
They might. They just might. It's looking like it as the stagger onto Gods comes out as well. Second win, they actually have to make swaps. They need to get off the Reinhardt. They need to get a Winston or a Hammond of their own. They can't. It's just so. It's impossibly hard to be running this comp into how Fusion Union are playing. It's meant to counter 3-3. It's meant to be playing so split where you can't get any value.
And again, because of the terrain of the map, look at how slowed down they are. Again, Sharik gonna get booped off. It just buys time, it buys positioning, and second win, they have neither to spare. Final 10%, Fusion University about to put this one away.
And now the rest of second win, rotating to the point. The mines are out for Beast Halo. He knocks him up into the air. No value just yet.
Everyone's so low on second wind early on. They're in a rough spot. Reptile doesn't even have the barrier ready. The barrage coming in. God's gonna get demeched, but the barrier from Reptile just in the nick of time limits the amount of damage that it's gonna do. Fusion University though, Snillo unchained, deals him the Kree. This is where Snillo can make this his own. Even though the point has been flipped, Fusion University is in a better spot here. Nice and Snillo working their way around. Snillo back over to the point. Are they gonna get the reflip here? It's second wind on the brink.
No, this should be the cap. It should be second win securing. There's too many people down for Fusion. They just can't win that fight. They don't have enough damage. But they can just play, they can continue to play this comp if they want, or just swap to the superior 3-3, get the alarm on Xin, and now they have it. And also, Bernard almost has EMP anyways.
Well, you mentioned about swapping the superior 3-3. They get to go 3-3 with the, or not 3-3, but 3-2-1 with the Sombra with the EMP preloaded.
There's nothing to counter this unless Gods has the perfect counter-engaged Diva Bomb again. Look at him, he's holding so far away. He's ready to Diva Bomb his team. He's waiting for the EMP so he can Diva Bomb his team.
And Gods pull the miracle once more. No, speedily taken down right off the EMP. Fusion University able to just easily cruise back in. And it looks like they pull it off one more time. A story as old as Season 1 Contenders last year happens again. The champions remain undefeated.
They did it again. The Madmen, they keep getting away with it.
You know, it just keeps happening. You can't make this up. You can't, if you were to script this, no one would believe you on the script and you go, it can't happen that many times in a row. Surely, some point they would fall.
Nope. Nope.
Map 5. Nope. Round 3, nope. Fusion on top.
No, they won't. They can't be stopped.
No.
There's nothing to, there's no, it's just, I don't even know. It's just a rule of the universe now. It's one of the basic laws of physics, thermodynamics. Fusion Unity takes it to map 5 after being up 2-0 and then wins on round 3 of KOF.
They just push it to the limit over and over again. And you ask, where's the justice? Well, Neist was on Farah, dropping barrages.
Bottom of the standing.
Yeah.
So that's where justice is at.
I wasn't even going there. But yes, also relevant topical facts.
It's tough to find justice. You have to look really far. Like, oh, there they are.
Hashtag Overwatch League trivia for you. Unexpected. But what more can you say here? Well, here's something you could say is that it's a good showing for second wind and the new roster here, where you want to talk about players that have a resurgence in their career. This is some of the best play we've seen from Gods in a really long time.
I mean, he looked great. He looked really, really good.